Hi, everyone. Welcome to the April edition of Purdue Actuarial Club's Student Corner. Today, I am here with Sarah McDanell. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm Sarah McDanell. I'm a senior technically because I'm graduating this May, but like I also am graduating a year early on, did 3 years. So I guess I'm a senior. But yeah, my majors are actuarial science and applied statistics, like 98% of us. And I have minors in management and French. Yep.
Amazing. So you mentioned you have a minor in French, which is amazing. So I'm interested in hearing about some of your other interests outside of the typical wheelhouse of actuarial science, be they academic or non-academic.
Yeah. French is definitely a big one. Or I guess language learning in general. I really like the concept of like language learning, although I'm only like proficient and then in French, like besides English. But it's on my like long-term to-do list is to tack on another language. Probably either like Portuguese is pretty similar to French. It would probably be easy to learn. Or this language called Esperanto, which is it's a constructed language, meaning that
Conway.
like it didn't evolve naturally, but this Polish scientist was like, or I think he was an ophthalmologist. He was like, this is how this language works, and it is completely constructed. And it like combines like Slavic languages and like some English, French, German. So either that one's pretty easy to learn apparently too, but I need to tack on more languages here because I only know French and English. But yeah, so I really like language learning. I really like soccer. I played soccer since the youngest age they let you play soccer, and but I don't play so much anymore. I mostly like referee. I've been refereeing soccer since I was 14, so I referee like at Purdue, like with intramurals, but I also do some outside refereeing, like as well back in Carmel, where I'm from. But yeah, so I work at the co-rec, so that's like probably my biggest outside of like class thing, which like it's a job, but doesn't always feel like a job, I guess. Especially if you're refereeing, like I consider it like paid cardio, basically. So yeah, I like working in the co-rec. I also am like a supervisor there and like a head official in charge of like the soccer officials as well. Um, yeah, but I also like to cook, bake. Um, yeah, I've been vegetarian for like, I don't know, 5, 6 years or something. So I'm always like looking for new fun plant-based recipes and stuff to make. But yeah, that's pretty much my main interests, I guess.
Gotcha. So becoming an Esperanto fluent soccer ref will take, I imagine that will take large chunks of time to fully cultivate that mode of being. So
Yeah.
how do you manage all of these different interests and time sinks? And do you have any tips for time management for everybody out there?
Yeah. I don't know. I think like the first thing in time management is just like getting your priorities straight, which I used to kind of like struggle with. But I like figured like what's like most important to me. So obviously like progressing in like my academics and careers like top tiers, so, like passing like actuarial exams. But then after that, as I was in college, I figured out like what else is like at the top of like my list and my priorities. And that would probably be like my job at the co-rec. So that's like I dedicate like most of my time to like both of those things because I love looking at the co-rec and stuff. Um so I'm always like in my brain thinking about like what obligations do I have or like what's like my schedule this week and then like what like my work schedule. I used to be more of like a planner person like until maybe a year and a half ago. I always thought like a planner was best for me because I'm just like a very type A like methodical person. But it turns out that like I actually do better when I can see everything like in one place. Because I was like a planner, but I can only see like that 1 week on the pages at a time. So what I do now is much more people would probably say it's much more disorganized, but for me, it's more organized in my brain. I kind of just have like an ongoing like note in my notes app from both my computer and my phone or whatever, because I have a Mac. So like I can see it in both places, whether I have my computer or not. And it's just like all of like my upcoming like deadlines and stuff. And I separate it, like I have like at the top, it's like all my academic like homework quizzes and stuff that are due. And then I have like my non-academic, so like my work schedule, any like club meetings and stuff is like so those are still separate. But it just helps I can like see it all in one place, I guess.
I'm laughing because
Because
it's
I feel like I would
uncanny.
focus too much on one week and I don't know what's happening like next week or like a month from now.
Yeah, I'm laughing because it's uncanny how similar my method is to like
Yeah.
I used to be someone who thought they operated best on a to-do list format, but now I just have scattered plain text files containing all like a prioritized list of bullet points. Like you said, to an outside observer, perhaps disorganized, but works the best for my brain.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how do you like to relax in your free time?
So yeah, I guess like for me, like all like the stuff the co-rec is kind of like relaxing because like I said, like it's almost like a job and I can kind of just get away from like the stress of school and stuff. But then like I talked about how I like to cook and bake, so like I do that as well. I also really like puzzles, like jigsaw puzzles. So I have like an ongoing one downstairs on my kitchen table right now that I definitely like need to work on. But someone gave it to me as a gift, and it's like 1,000 piece. Uh, like it's like a Monet painting, but like I thought it would be easy, but then it turns out that everything just kind of blends together, and it's hard. So I like puzzles, but if you came to my apartment right now, you wouldn't think I liked it because the puzzle's been sitting there for like 4 months. But I really like jigsaw puzzles. Yeah, I don't even know what else do I do. I'm not much of a movie person. I'm more of a TV show person. So I just like binge watched the show The Wilds on Amazon, and it was really good. I was like, I think I did it in under 24 hours, and it was like 10 episodes, like over an hour each. So I don't know how that worked because I wasn't asleep for like I watched every episode, every second of it. I don't know how I did that. So now that I think about it, I don't know how I have time for anything because I just like spent 10 hours of my 24-hour day the other day watching the show. So yeah, I feel like that's like the main stuff that takes up a lot of my free time, I guess. But
Awesome.
besides hanging out with friends and stuff,
Sure. All right. So before we go, any final words of wisdom or tips for the broader actuarial community that's watching this?
Yeah, I'd say like, especially because like we're on college, right? Or at least I guess for the Purdue like college kids, like definitely like strive to achieve a balance between like actuarial stuff and the other academic things and like actually like having fun in college. Especially for me, I only did 3 years instead of 4. So I'm like, and I'm not, planning on going to grad school or anything like that. So it's like I'm done like being in school probably for the rest of my life in like a month and a half. So I really like try to make the most of everything. Somehow I still managed to I passed 5 actuarial exams. I have to include my flex there, but yeah, I don't know how I did that, but yeah, it's like I still did that, but I feel like I was very fulfilled by college still. So just like balance things. You can still pass a bunch of exams and like still have fun. Like I don't know. I feel like I know a lot of people that are not having any fun because they're just studying. So yeah.
Agreed. Well, congrats on your success there. And thank you so much for joining me for this interview. It was a lot of fun. And thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you next month in the next edition of Student Corner.